Hello, my name is Juan Alanis, and today I'll be presenting Walt Disney. Disney is divided into four business segments: 1. Media networks, 2. Parks and resorts, 3. Studio entertainment, and 4. Consumer products and interactive media. Percentage of revenues: media networks make 41%, parks and resorts make 34, studio entertainment 17, and lastly, consumer products and interactive media makes only 8% of Disney's revenues. Disney's business portfolio. Disney is highly diversified in the entertainment industry. They have businesses in movies, TV networks, video games, merchandising, and even tourist attractions all over the world. What if? What if you had invested $1,000 into Disney stock back in 1984? Well, since then, the price of Disney stock has increased by almost 10,000%. So that initial $1,000 today would be almost $100,000. So how has Disney stock performed against the S&P 500? Since 1984, Disney stock has risen to almost 10,000%, while in contrast, the S&P 500 has risen by 1,500%, outperforming the market. The 52-week range. In this slide, we'll be contrasting the 52-week range of Disney against that of the S&P 500. Disney's current 52-week range varies from $97 to $120, while the S&P 500 is from $2,300 to $2,900. With this information, I was able to get an average price for both. The average price for Disney was $109, while the average price for the S&P 500 was $2,600. After calculating the average price, I calculated the variance by subtracting the lower range to the higher range and then dividing it by 2. After that, I divided that variation by the average price, which gave me the percentage of variation. As shown here, Disney had a variation of 10.3%, while the S&P had an 11.2%, meaning that the S&P 500 had more volatility within those 52 weeks. Disney's performance. Before 1984, Disney Corporation was in stagnation. It wasn't until Michael Eisner took office as CEO and turned that around. From the mid-1980s to the early 2000s, Disney had a steady increase. In the early 2000s, Disney had a market correction. Once that was over, it continued on its upward trend until the Great Recession of 2009. Once it recovered from that, it had an amazing upward trend all the way till 2015, where it hit a resistance at about $115 per share. Since then, it's been struggling to break through that barrier, but continues an upward trend to this day.